I think sometimes when we are in the process of trying to heal from unfairnesses and traumatic things that may have happened to us in our life and we're trying to move forward, sometimes there's an essential element that gets left out of that, and we wonder why it is that we're not being able to move forward. And then it turns out that we missed one key ingredient. And one of the best ways to, I think, examine that is to look at a little example from the Bible where we have the prophet Elijah, who's done some pretty amazing things in his life. And we have, after his experiences saving the widow of Zarephath, and then he has the showdown with the priests of Baal, and he's really hoping that this showdown with the priests of Baal, where they're going to burn the altar, and that this is going to turn everybody around. Well, as it turns out, it doesn't work. People that are wicked want to stay wicked. People that are evil want to keep doing evil things. And Elijah is going to be pretty hard on himself about what occurred and what should have occurred, and he rolls it all that back on him. So if we go to 1 Kings 19, we get this wonderful little experience with Elijah. And he says, after he leaves the presence of the queen, and they're going to continue to be as evil as they've always been and continue to worship idols and not turn to the God of Israel. He leaves, and it says in verse 4 that he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness. You can just see him kind of dragging out there to the wilderness, and he came and sat down under a juniper tree. Probably kind of a deserty kind of thing, and he's sitting under a juniper tree. But listen to this. He says, he requested for himself that he might die. And he said, "It is enough, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. I have failed miserably. I haven't done what Enoch could do, or any of the other great leaders. It is enough. Kill me now. Let me die an utter failure without looking at anything else that I've done. Take away my life and let me end my miserable failure of an experience." Now, I believe that there's an awful lot of us when we're struggling in our life and we're looking at those things that have occurred to us, especially if we look at things that we have done, it doesn't seem to change the situation. We have our juniper tree moments where we have gone out, we've isolated, pulled away from everybody, we've gone out into the wilderness, plopped ourselves underneath the juniper tree of our life. Our juniper tree may look like our bedroom. It may look like just close the doors on our house and not come out. We are there to celebrate our failure, to be decidedly sure that this is the way our life ends, that we have failed, that we're not better than anybody else that's gone before us. And in fact, it's enough of an experience that we say, "Oh Lord, take away my life, for I'm not better than my fathers." We may not necessarily be suicidal, but you know what? If our life could end now, it could just kind of blink out, that would be okay. So that we're not going to perpetuate our failure on anybody else. Nobody else suffers. So we have our juniper tree moments. Sometimes those come after great experiences that we thought would turn out differently. Now, I love the Lord's response to this, because it says that, verse 5, as he lay and slept under the juniper tree, behold, an angel touched him. The Lord's reaching out to him, and he's being touched, he's being connected with, and said unto him, and if we stop there for a second, if it were us that were doing it, we might say, "You know, Elijah, you done good. You know, come on, buck up. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Remember that widow with the Zarephath, and remember the great stuff that you did, and no, you're as good as your fathers." And we're trying to do all this encouraging kind of thing. it's interesting here that the Lord, through his angel, that's not what he does. And I think this is kind of the pointed moment for those of us that are in our juniper tree moments. The angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. Get up, take care of yourself, eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals and a cruse of water at his head, and he did eat and drink and laid him down again. So he eats and he sleeps, and he takes care of himself. Verse 7, the angel of the Lord came the second time and touched him and said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. You have some more things that you need to do. Arise and eat. And he arose and did eat and drink. So there's the idea, I think, with the juniper tree moments. I think there are more things for us to do. But when we're struggling and when we're grieving and when we're grudging, sometimes the most important thing we do to get the whole thing started in the middle of our juniper tree moments, arise and eat. Get the sleep that you need, but also make sure that you're eating so that you take care of yourself physically, because you do have a hard journey coming up, this process of healing. But if you're not taking care of yourself physically to do that, it becomes almost an impossibility if you're going to be tired and dragging and not taking care of yourself the way that you need to on that.